Welcome to Steam Diaries. It is 12/8/2021. And the last time I left off, I started somewhere in Tuscaloosa because I recovered a truck from Mississippi, from like kind of up here. I came back down here very late at night. So, since nobody was in the office, I had to wait until everybody came in. So, I checked with them. As soon as they got in there, they told me to go to US Pipe, where I picked up some pipe. Um, the trailer that I picked up had a flat tire, so I had to wait 2 or 3 hours for somebody to fill air into it, and it basically ate up most of my day. I was able to leave all after everything was wrapped up. I was able to leave sometime in the afternoon, like 1, 2, or 3 o'clock. So I drove well into the night, and the sun went down, and I ended up somewhere in this area in Horse Cave, Cave City, and let's see, Munfordville, and it's just here we go. So right here, right in this little section, and there's a Love's Travel Stop, and that one fills up really quickly. But one place that a lot of people don't really know, and if I go over here and pull up satellite, there is a adult bookstore that has a huge parking lot right next to it that a lot of people tend to not pay attention to because it is not a major truck stop, doesn't have a huge sign, so therefore people don't really know it's there. But it's right here. It is this lot. And as you can tell, it is marked with the tires of trucks. And generally, it only really fills up around midnight. But when I parked there, when I woke up and left the next day, there were still some spots left open. Whereas if you go over here to the Love's Travel spot, you'll see people parked in all sorts of weird things. Like, it's insane where people decide to park sometimes. You see these little spots here? You see this little line? You see where it goes in? That is supposed to be where trucks are able to drive around in. And where is this guy parked? He's parked not in the lines. Most of these people suck at parking. But this one's especially egregious because there's other parking spots available. And enough people have left to where clearly there would have been spots open by the time he got there. So there's no reason. And also here is also it's less offensive, but it's still not. It still looks bad. And this is such a weird little section too. Like that's how do you even park? How do you even back up into that? Do you just drive backwards all the way over here? I suppose you go in, do a tight U-turn. Now people park over here all the time, which means that people who are parked over here will have a harder time getting out. But who cares? Truckers are weird and dumb sometimes. But that's where I started this morning, is over here near the bookstore. Stevie store, adult bookstore. This whole area they just park in. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So I started there this morning and I kind of got up here. And I was planning on trying to deliver today. But unfortunately, as I went up north, I passed Louisville. And then I got closer to Cincinnati. And anytime you're in Ohio, that's some bad news because usually there's a crappy traffic. I sat probably somewhere in this general area for like 2 or 3 hours. There was like two car wrecks, a truck that was broken down right in the middle of the road, and I got through Cincinnati. There was more slowdowns and traffic jams, and it wasn't until I got 10, 20, 30 miles away from the city that I was able to actually get back to highway speeds. And Columbus was a little slow, not too bad. And the rest of the way here was just fine. And now I'm waiting here at the customer. I am currently sitting in a sewage plant. So I did smell a little bit of a stench earlier when I first parked here. But now I don't notice it. And I don't have COVID. But if there's COVID in that sewer, I'm like right next to it. Maybe I do have COVID. I don't know. It is airborne. And I can't smell sewage anymore. Something's weird is going on. But I digress. So, well, is this going to be a Steam Diary I've recorded 2 or 3 of these, and I decided that probably not. I thought about doing mentioning Incrolution, which is kind of this weird thingamabob game where you kind of just like click and blah 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 blah. It's interesting. Just go read a book. A book is more interactive than this. So I decided not that one. I did say in the last video checking out Waves of Atlantide because similar to the other game that I was talking about, Starfighter General, right up here, has such a small, tiny. It's just one of those games where everyone just kind of forgets about. It's it doesn't exist. So, but this is kind of one of those, and this came out around the time when PUBG and Fortnite, and this is branded or marketed as a let's see battle royale 4X. Okay, yeah. A finite world with infinite resources. Defeat your opponents before your world collapses under your empire in this epic battle royale 4X RTS. A tidal wave has put an end to this continent. Will you make it through? Um, it's an okay. It's a very okay weird thing. Now, people do like anyone can make video games these days. Everyone, there's games coming out all the time. It's ridiculous how much are coming out. And let's see. If you just go over here, there could be a few that I probably never even heard before. Monster Ranchers 1 and 2 DX. I've never heard of that before. Same Max Beyond Time Space. Well, I don't know what is that. It looks weird. Looks dumb. All right. Space Warlord. Heavenly Bodies. I never heard of that. Never heard of this. That looks interesting though. Buy, sell, trade organs. In a strange and evolving universe, dive into the quivered innards of alien capitalism, the sci-fi body horror market tycoon game you didn't know you needed. Well, hell, huh? That sounds interesting. That's only it's only $16.99. Whoa, this has piqued my interest. Not because I want to play it, but I kind of want to know more about it. This is odd. Okay, well that's cool. Oh, come on, come on. No, I've lost it. Alright, so Warlord Organ Trade-in Simulator. Heavenly Bodies, Physics, Adventures, Difficult, whatever. It looks like a Kerbal Space Program type of thing. Thunder, Tier 1, Online Co-op, Top-Down Shooter. I've seen those before. Frontier Pilot Simulator. Ah, that looks kind of cool. Of course, we have a brand new Shadow Tactics. And, usual stuff. Yes. No. Okay. So, like I said, just the usual. Not a whole lot going on. And that's kind of where I've been the last couple days. So, hopefully, it's a nice little thing. So, do I go to bed? Maybe I'll play a game. I don't know. I don't know yet. I have some energy. I don't have to deliver until like 7 o'clock, and I'm kind of bored, but I'm also kind of hungry. The only thing I have in my truck right now is peanut butter and popcorn. That's all the food. And water. But that's not food. That's not nutrition. But I'm going to have dinner. So this was Steam Diaries. Good night.